Hello and welcome back to the Bold Bavarians. So, last time we went to war with this guy, and it has been pointed out that we could, of course, have won the war had we called in our our brother-in-law here. Now, yes, that could have potentially worked. We would have ended up with, I believe, around, because we both have around 300 troops, we would have ended up at like 1.2k troops, which should be enough to siege down a 1,000 province. Occasionally it's not, but you know, it should have been. So, yeah, potentially a missed opportunity there. However, it is not the worst thing in the world. Effectively, all we spent for that opportunity was prestige. Right now, we have a pressed claim, which we can still press in another 5 years, which isn't too bad. We've weakened this guy, so he's unlikely to expand. He was also probably, judging by the fact that he had the castle, one of the strongest neighbours that we had. So, I think that, overall, we're still quite happy with our situation. If we start working on these guys down here, we can potentially expand a little bit. I also had an idea, because last time I was considering taking my brother's land, and I've thought, maybe we could try something a little bit different in this playthrough. How about we try to be supportive of our family members just because they're there, you know? We just try and help our family members. We don't go after their titles. We don't aggressively try and take their land. We just go, okay, you're my ally, we're in this together. It's a different approach. At my very soul, it doesn't work. It's not a Crusader Kings thing to do. But, hey, maybe we just try it out, see how it feels. So, we are still first in line to inherit his land, having said that. And we still have the active election. So, next thing that we're looking for. We're getting the claim, we're getting our development filled, and beyond that we have nothing else that we immediately need to work on. I believe our wife is pregnant. Yes, she is pregnant, which means that we will have a child at some point. So, I think we just go to speed 5 and we let things run. So, Count Walram's friendship. While his numerous attempts to curry my favour have not gone unnoticed, I cannot feel but irritated by Count Walram's sudden interest in me, and I cannot shake the feeling that the man's intentions are not pure. Okay, so Count Walram, what? He owns a county. He owns the land below us. Ah, so he wants us to not fabricate claims on his lands. Oh, well definitely, I want to say, no. I do not want to see your face again. We will reject him. Because we want his lands, we are not going to be friends with him. Now we have our son. Praise St. Bridget. Aldalhyde has given birth to a perfect little son. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit a count? So, we can just name him after ourselves? That's possible. Are we that kind of person? We're content, patient, wrathful. You know what? If we're content with life, we're not going to name our son after ourselves. We're not that self-centered. How about we name it after, I was going to say after our father. Our father is also called Themo. You know what? Our grandfather is also called Themo. So, you know what, son? May you keep the name. Alright, well, we have a son. Ecstatic Peasantry. The peasants in the county of München are in a good mood. The harvest is bountiful, and the roads are safe. And the village elders are telling nonsensical stories of cows producing honey-laden milk and geese laying golden eggs. The peasants are praising me for their fortune, and have sent a delegation carrying gifts. So I can say, thank you very much. I can send soldiers to collect more gifts. Well, I don't really think we need to do that. Or, they need the surplus more than I do. So that would increase popular opinion and give us development growth. So popular opinion, video down here, is this little stat here, and this basically affects whether or not we're going to get random revolts. Now, because it's at 0, we're not going to get revolts, so we don't really need that. So effectively what it's saying is, do we want 10% development, or do we want 15 gold? I think we want 15 gold right now. That's effectively 10 months work. I think that's worth it, yeah. 10 months work for nothing. We'll take it. So we're now third in line to inherit this. I guess our brother just had twins? Wait, that's our niece. Let me have a look. Where's it go? Has he made a new title? So county? No, I think I am actually only second in line. Oh, our heir is third in line. Of course. It makes so much more sense when you actually read what it says on the screen. Hey, we're at 3,000 troops now. We've actually increased our troop numbers a little bit, which is cool. Hey, new thing. So you got me a claim. It cost us 60 gold. I think we're happy with that. We'll take it. And at the same time, we got a martial perk. Well, let's have a look. So we have Stalwart Leader, which was definitely one we were considering. Are we still wounded? That's worth having a look at before we do anything else. We are not still wounded. So we could potentially start leading armies. So a little bit extra prowess would not be the worst thing in the world. Also reduces the risk of commanding armies, which is naturally good. Serve the crown, so natural dread going up. I don't think we need that. I don't think we need dread and like defender bonuses. We're not really being attacked. We're not really expanding that quickly. This one lowers Cass's belly cost, which is quite useful, but not necessarily amazing. And it gives us kind of general buffs for a lot of different types of stuff. But we don't really have, we don't have a large variety of things. We have no men at arms. So I'm guessing that none of these will actually give us any benefit. We'll only get the 15% movement speed. We get none of that. We get none of this. Yeah, okay. Stalwart Leader is the only thing that gives us something right now, which is really what we're looking for. Because long term, we're not going to have that with this character, realistically, unless something goes incredibly weird. Right, let's check out the state of our allies. So you would be fine to attack. Ravensburg, you would also be fine to attack if we wanted to bring you in. Let's have a look at him. He has no allies. Now his land, we actually don't need Ravensburg for, so I think we should be fine just calling in our brother, because he's only got level 1 castles. So I think that we're fine. I think that we are quite ready to declare a war. So, hello you. Declare war. There we go. Can I call in my allies from this screen? No. Okay. Declare war. Get out the way there. We're going to call in our brother. Yep. We're not going to call in our half-brother. He is unnecessary here, and we don't want to lose the prestige. And then I'm going to raise my armies. Okay. Right. Just, maybe go up faster than speed 1. And then I want to be moving over towards my brother. Hopefully he will actually raise his troops at some point. He also has this city here. The city isn't something that we need to worry about. Okay. So he's accepted our call. We're going to move further over towards him. Protect his troops and merge up. Before making our way down here. Let's see if he follows us. I think he might. I think he might just follow us. Fantastic. So we should just be able to siege now. No issue. Go up to speed 4 and let the siege happen. So it's 8 months. He's left, which is fine. Our liege. So by liege, we're talking what level? Top level liege. So Kaiser Henrik IV, so we have to go a long way out for this, has just declared war on Denmark, on Svend Ulfsen. So that's a big war for him. Looks like our liege should be able to win. Do they have any allies on either side? Yes, so you're allied with Sweden, with Lolland Falster, which I'm not entirely sure where that is, but I think it's one of his vassals potentially. And then Jolland. Jolland's one of his vassals. I think I've been told that's not how you say it, and I've said it correctly before, but I can't remember it at this time. Who are you? That is another one of his vassals. Okay. So he's got Sweden as his main ally with 2,000 just coming out of a war. Holy Roman Empire has an ally of Leon with 1,500, but beyond that, no other allies. Okay, it's much closer than it seems, because there are about 5,000 troops here. There's about 5,000 troops there. So it's basically down to whether Leon's going to send their troops to whether we have a significant advantage. Not that it matters too much. What's the war for? Duchy of Holstein. Okay. Cool. So like a little duchy right about there. Doesn't really affect us. Nobody's going to come over here. We're happy to continue our siege. I'm fairly certain that this guy's just going to sit there. And he's not going to do an awful lot. How are we looking in terms of the siege now? 4 months? I'm just keeping it at speed 4 for just now, because I don't want it to just speed past the siege and for them to have walked around, sieged our territory down, which is entirely possible at this point. You know, 3 months left, 2 months left, spouse, up to the task. Some of my councillors believe the job is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Adelheid when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. So, out of these 3 roles, who do I care about? I care about my steward the most. Because my chancellor, if we go and have a look at this, I just do not care about at all. He's rubbish at the job to start with. And to be honest, all he's going to do is increase fellow vassal opinion. Not a big deal. My steward is going to increase the amount that we get development. We actually just did one there, and that is going to be incredibly useful. Increases our tech, well, in our culture, which is still pretty good. Ooh, is that a specific... That fascination looks like it's a specific one for us. What is it? Vassals of your culture group are less likely to join independence factions. This one looks like it's unique to us. If we go into it here, I just want to see... Yeah, this is cultural and regional. Oh, okay, so if you have the Bavarian culture, then your vassals will just like you and won't join independence factions. That's amazing. That's the way to a stable realm. Anyway, right, so he's going to increase our development, which is going to get that happening. It also, at 100%, is that... Yeah, 100% increase development, but the whole time it will reduce building and holding construction time, which is pretty nice. And it increases development growth at a base, so yeah, generally very happy with all of that. That seems like one that we want. Then our spy master, they just kind of increase our discovery chance of schemes and our resistance to schemes. Nobody's scheming against us because we're weak and pitiful, and we're not scheming against anyone because we're weak and pitiful. So this is the one that I want out of the options. It also makes the guy like me. This seems fantastic. So the other option is that we lay with her and she likes us. I think I want to increase my steward's abilities. I think that seems good. I'm also thinking, right now she's on a assist ruler, which gives us +1 to all stats. We could probably, like, if we go to something like this, we get +4 to martial. That's pretty good. A +4 to our martial stat is a nice thing to have. We don't really need the assistance here. Manage domain, we also don't really need. We're way under our domain limit. And what other benefits does it give? Some tax, 4% tax, who cares? Hostile scheme success chance and scheme discovery chance, again, not really a big deal. And then piety, yeah, not really a big deal. I think we're going to switch to chivalry, which also gives us a +4 bonus, which is quite nice. We're now at we're now at 12 there, so that's looking good. We're not leading the army right now, but also we haven't gone to battle, so that's fine. We don't need to worry. At least I'm assuming we're not leading. Yeah, we're not leading. How close are we to being the best commander? Oh, we are the best commander right now. I still prefer the supply duration guy right now, because they're not fighting us, but if we were to fight, we should probably be in charge. Which is the way that I like it. We have a logistical guy, and we have us. We're very much the fighting guy. Okay, so we've now taken the war goal. I'm going to move along to their capital and start sieging it. So they are coming down here. I'm going to stop in this barony here and wait for them to commit. So they're walking over here. So where are they actually going? Alright, so they're going up to our land. This is time for us to take control. We're going to head up here. We're going to trap them in here. They have nowhere to go. It thinks that we will win because we have defensive buildings. Like in our territory, we have a better army commander, we have traits, and we have soldiers. We have another 230 joining us. Oh, in fact, it was in this bit, so they were attacking into this one. We have more knights, we have more troops. There's nothing special going on. Actually, this guy took over instead of us leading, so this must be my brother's man. But he has minimum battle roll up and maximum battle roll down, so he's consistently good. Which means there's going to be no surprises and we're just going to win. Which we did. And, that is in us enforcing our demands. So, we get the county, we get the city, we get 15 fame, which is quite nice, and our allies share some prestige. To the squeamish Thaemo, tales of your misdeeds are told from Ireland to Cathay. You're a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. Wonderful. So, taken a little bit of extra land. We're holding one of them. We now have a new vassal. Wait, do we? The city? Yes, we do have a new vassal. We have this guy, who is actually quite good at stewardship. So he could potentially be somebody that we want to be our steward. We also now have this one. It's not actually that much better than our current capital, so I don't feel the need to switch. In fact, you could argue that it's not better than our current capital. It just has more tax buildings on it. We need to increase the control in it. And what's he got up here? So this is popular opinion is down because he punished some poachers, which has increased the taxes, which is nice, but at the same time, not a huge fan. So I can't increase control because he cannot perform this task because there are no valid targets. That'll probably change in about a day. Powerful vassal expects council position. So is this guy... So he's actually better at it than our current one. Okay. Sorry. He's better than the guy we were about to replace him with. So you're good at doing this job. Our Chancellor is unlanded. He's a lowborn. He's out of here. You have been replaced. Fantastic. So we now have Mayor Gerhard, who will take on the same job, but just be significantly better at it. Fantastic. Right. We should get that control one, I imagine, now. Yes. We can now do that because we have somewhere we don't have maximum control of. And that's a much better use because we're not going to war right away. And we would quite like this to go up because it's providing some negatives. So it's lowering our levies by 20% and our taxes by 40%. And we just can't be having that. So we'll let that go. Right. We have 400 troops now. Where is our next location? Well, we could attack him again. But I believe that we have a truce. When's our truce? So it's 3 years with this guy, 5 years with this other one. So we probably don't want to be looking at him just yet. So I would think that this guy right here seems like a good next target. Rothenburg. He has, let me have a look at his city. It's a level 1 castle. It's got a few more troops than we're used to thanks to the bastions and curtain walls, but we should be fine there. Yeah, I think this is an absolutely fine one. How many troops do you have? 300. You have an alliance, though, with Innsbruck. Innsbruck has 500. Now, our brother-in-law should be able to handle that for us. I'm just checking. Allied with us, not allied to that person, and not that I think that would matter. Okay, cool. So I think we want to do this, and it's going to be a big war because we're going to be calling in our brother-in-law to it. Okay, so now we just chill, relax, and we zoom out to the higher level of the Holy Roman Empire versus Denmark war. Just for a little bit of background stuff happening. Looks like it's not going too well. Alternative reading. In a dusty corner of the library, I find a tome, bound in leather and inscribed with weird symbols, partially hidden behind other books. It is old, but has obviously seen some recent use. As I leaf through it, I quickly come to the realization that it deals with some unconventional knowledge. So, are we interested in some unconventional knowledge? So I can get focused reading. You know what? Sure. Maybe it will lead to a heresy. That's something that we're interested in. Let's see what happens with it. Maybe it won't. But either way, it doesn't hurt to read anything, does it? An impression twice made. Ahead of another feast in honor of my liege, Duke Otto, Count Dietrich pays me a visit. Neither of us are in the Duke's best graces, he points out. But if we were to provide a spectacular show at the feast, we might improve our standing with them. Now, we don't like the Duke because he fired us from our position as Chancellor. Did he ever give us a new position? No. So he's fired us from our job. How about our brother? Well, again, he has not given him a job either. So I'm not entirely liking my liege right now. So we can provide gold, which will give us a chance of getting something good. We can spend some of our prestige to do it, or I say it's better we focus on small things. Yes, we'll put in a little extra effort, because our brother asked us to, but we're not going to commit too much. We'll just take the small amount of diplomacy that we're going to get from this. Yes, we're not interested in our liege liking us. I love the look on our face. That is glorious. It's not a permanent look, but look at that. That's fantastic. As I open my eyes in the dark, I'm immediately overwhelmed by an ominous feeling. Is someone watching me? Are you ready to embrace the truth, Demo? I sit up, suddenly completely awake. I look around for the source of the unfamiliar woman's voice, but there are only shadows. The horned god offers you his blessing. Will you accept it? Well, I did say I wanted to be part of a heresy, but, I mean, I guess I'm a witch. Alright. The witch reveals herself to me. We have learned of my courtier, who is another witch, and she is Mathilda. Okay. Do we like each other because we're both witches? No. Doesn't matter at all. She's beautiful and a scholar. Okay. I don't know what we're going to do. She's 51. We're not going to marry into her family or anything. We just know that there happens to be another witch. Okay, can we blackmail her because she's a witch? Not that I necessarily want. No, but we could expose her for being a witch. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, isn't it? If we expose her for being a witch, she's going to be like, aha! But how do they know that? They only know that I'm a witch because you're a witch. And then, you know, it all starts going badly. You finished your fabricate claim. Fantastic. We will take the claim, because obviously we want it. Ah! Duke Gerhard of Upper Lorraine has announced to the world that he and his vassals have converted to Waldensianism. Having become disillusioned with the teachings of the Catholic priests, the nobles of Upper Lorraine no longer consider the clergy to be righteous and true. As Waldensians, they believe their new face properly aligns with the will of God, and they are distancing themselves from their former religious institutions. Well. So we can convert, our close family may also convert. Let's have a little look at Catholic versus Waldensian. Can we, we have to go into here to do it. It's fine, we'll just move this out of the way for just now. Right. So currently we get armed pilgrimages, we get communion, and we get monasticism. Which, okay, so we can have monks. We also have the sins, which are lustful, gluttonous, deceitful, sadistic, vengeful, and our good things are chaste, temperate, honest, compassionate, forgiving. Male-dominated, righteous, theocratic, and ecumenism, which is other Christian faiths that have this doctrine are considered astray instead of hostile. Is there anything else that we can see in here? So monogamous, yeah, so bastardry is legitimized. Marriage is allowed between cousins. Okay, yeah, so all of this seems about right. Witchcraft is criminal. If we could change that, that'd be great. Special doctrines, the teaching of Jesus. Okay, non-Christian faiths with this tenet are considered hostile instead of evil. Okay, well, let's have a look at Waldensian, which is currently considered hostile to us. So you get anaconism, which means that temple buildings are built a lot quicker. Okay. Medicant preachers, so we convert things quicker. Characters of this faith gain additional bonus upon successful completion of a pilgrimage. Okay, interesting. Makes temperate a virtue, it makes lustness a sin. Well, we already had that, based on Catholicism. And then vows of poverty. Rulers can decide to make a vow of poverty, reducing monthly tax income, but increasing monthly piety gain. Generous is a virtue and greedy is a sin. Kind of same. So let's have a look at their sins. So greedy is a specific sin. That wasn't one in Catholicism, was it? No, deceitful has been replaced with greedy. Okay, and I think temperate has been... Yeah, so which one? Honest has been replaced with temperate. Okay, or with generous. Okay. Interesting. Anything else in here? Lay clergy is different. Secular rulers directly control their own temple holdings and get all associated benefits. All of this looks the same. All of this looks pretty much the same. Teachings of Jesus. Yeah, okay. So it's not too different, but it is different. Let's go for it. Let's take the conversion. I'm ready. You know, they do have some good points. Now, did people immediately convert, or are they given the same option we are? Because I know that this is our this is our half brother. I guess because we only have one parent at all, because we just spawned out of nowhere. He decided not to convert. Okay, he still likes us, but he decided not to convert. My son? Oh, I didn't notice that our son is bleeder. That's not good. That's a major health penalty, and vassals do not like it. And it could prove fatal. Is that part of her family tree if we keep going up? Not father's side, not mother's side, at least for one generation. Okay, interesting. I mean, is it part of our family tree? Not that I would really know it. No, not for many generations. Okay, so they've converted to Waldensian. Our wife also converted to Waldensian. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. There's no head of the Waldensian faith. But how can we ask them for money? Create head of faith title. We cannot do that because I guess it's because we're on lay clergy or something like that. Maybe it's one of these. Maybe it's our preaching type. Because they're theocratic, they have a head of faith. But because we are not, we don't have a head of faith. Oh, they're also righteous. So adherence to other faiths will have opinion penalties of 100%. Okay, and can revoke land from evil infidels. And we have pluralist instead. So it lowers our counter conversion speed, which is opposite to this one. Wait, no, which one? This one? Yeah. Which is kind of weird. But one's percentage and one's a solid number. So I'm not entirely sure. Counties of other faiths are less likely to join factions, which is quite nice. Reduce danger from heresies when at low fervor. Winning a holy war will vassalize infidel rulers in the target area instead of seizing their land. Oh, okay, so we're kind of more accepting, I guess? We can declare war and count also. I thought that was going to be related to our new faith. And I believe, yeah, we can now take a vow of poverty if we felt like it, which would lower our monthly income by 20% for 2 piety a month in clergy opinion. It's not that bad. Our piety is fairly low right now, so it could be good. And also, apparently, we get something if we decide to go off on a pilgrimage, which we're not able to do, I assume, because maybe you have to be an independent ruler for that. Also missed the fact that we can found a witch's coven. Our proud house is united by blood, but the truth divides us. I long for the day when we will no longer live in fear, but be completely open with each other. Our sons and daughters will be raised to embrace their powers and the will of the horned god. May we serve him well. So all the children who are educated by a witch will become a witch. All witches are more successful. House head of the coven can host a grand rite activity. Okay. And house formback gains witch coven. Oh, okay. But I think that we would need to. So at least one of these needs to be house head. We either have the trait witch, which I think we do have. Did we not get the trait witch? Oh, our son would need to have it. Okay. Or he knows that we're a witch. I guess if we're teaching him to be a witch, he either has to be one or know that we're teaching him. At least 4 adult house members are currently a witch or know that we're a witch. Interesting. And then we basically convert the house to being a witch house instead of anything else. That's intriguing. Yeah, we could try that. But that would be something for next time. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.